be healed. But that's not what we're talking about here today. I'm here today, like I said, to talk on Conversations with Segun. So on Conversations with Segun, we'll be having a lot of people join us to talk about issues that are burning and issues that can help you grow your businesses, understanding what that business is. And on this first episode of our return, I have an awesome gentleman here joining me. I love this guy. I love him, and I've asked him to join me today so that we can learn together on how what you need to survive in doing business in Nigeria today. I see someone watching. If you're watching, I'd like you to put it in the comments that I'm watching. Let me see where you're watching from. I'd like to identify you. I see one person is watching right now. Please come on, put a comment. Let me know you're watching. All right. I want to be able to identify you and also greet you for joining in tonight. Okay. All right. All right. So I was saying that my guest is a guy that I love so much. I like his spirit. I like his heart. And so I've asked him to join me today to chat around how we can resolve problems as business people in Nigeria. This young man is a development strategist. He has a very bright mind. And you know that every time I bring people here, I will definitely bring people who can be of benefit and of value to us. So I'm going to welcome my guest. His name is Alfred Ukane, and he's a very awesome guy. Alfredo, like I usually would call him. How are you, bro?
Very fine, thank you. Good evening, doctor.
Good to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes. We've spoken about this. You're one of the persons that I've been talking about this with all the while, and I told you that this is something that is very doable. I've done it before. I want us to do it again. By the way, we are streaming live on LinkedIn. We're streaming live on Facebook, and we're also live on Instagram. So people are watching from across all platforms. And then those that will not be able to watch live now will be able to watch a repeat broadcast of this on all our channels. Yeah. So I know you are a development consultant. You are a BDSP certified with Sweden. You also are into a Greek. So a lot of I knew you first in the Greek space. I knew you as that a Greek guy. This guy does. You know when you talk about Greek people, this guy does. How do they call that thing now? The guys into fishery. Yes, fishery mainly.
Right.
You know how fishery was in our area here a few years ago. How everybody wanted to have a how do they call that? A fish farm, a small fish pond. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's where I had you in my mind. You know, Alfred is that farming guy. Until we got talking when we started the Worry Business Mentoring class, and I discovered that this guy is much more than agriculture. And anyone who knows Alfred knows that. Wow, if you know Alfred, you should know that this guy is much more than agriculture. Alfred, give me a minute. I want to do something. I want to copy the link and share to our WhatsApp group. Yeah, just give me a minute. Hold on. I'm copying that now. I want to share it to the WhatsApp group of it just came to my mind now that we can do this for the Worry Business Mentoring class members to also join. Yep, I'm sharing the link there now. Okay. Join me and Alfred live now. Me and Alfred live now. All right, so I sent it there. Let me see if I can also send it to my. Let me see if I can send it to my status. Yeah, just a minute. Okay, maybe I'm too. I really don't know how that works here right now. Okay. Since I can't post it on my status, but also people will be joining now from our group, right? I see them coming. Okay. Okay, fine. So I got that out of the way. Fantastic. So people will definitely join from there. All right. So Alfred, let's meet you. Who are you? What do you do? I've shared a little about what I know about you, but let's meet you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So my name is Alfred Ukane, as you already know, right? And I am a
Can you hear me,
development
Alfred?
consultant. Yes, loud and clear. I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you loud and clear. Hello?
So just go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So, like I said, my name is Alfred Ukane. I am a development consultant, and I am also an active player in agriculture, right? Anything regarding food and agriculture, I have very strong passion for it. And as a development consultant, what I do basically is to support or implement interventions that can make life better. So that's what I do basically as a development consultant. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I see that Dr. Segun is all right. He's back on the call.
Alfred, can you hear me? So this is one of the
Yes,
challenges of doing this. You always have that network issue, right?
Yes, so true. Welcome
whether,
to
whether
Nigeria.
whether network likes it or not, we keep going.
We keep going. We keep going.
Yes, and that's what we're talking about today. Some of the challenges of doing business in Nigeria, and that's why I brought you, because I know that you help people start their business, you help people run their business, you conduct strategy for people in their business. In your opinion, what are the top 3 challenges that people have in doing business in Nigeria today, especially for small and medium scale entrepreneurs?
All right. So our top 3. If I want to prioritize them, right, I will say the top 3 has to be lack of infrastructure. We lack basic infrastructure, and number 2 would be knowledge gap. There is a huge knowledge gap within that entrepreneurship space. And number 3 would be access to capital, right? We have limited access to capital, especially for small and nano businesses. So those are like the 3 basic things that I would say that are of very huge limitations to MSMEs in Nigeria.
Access to capital is one thing that when you talk about challenges that businesses have, many businesses will tell you, oh, we're trying our best, we just need capital. There are some things that is denying them from getting capital, because if you look critically, there are organizations, there is government, there are grants, there are people who have money set aside to empower entrepreneurs. But then the problem is that the entrepreneurs do not have the wherewithal, the criteria. They do not meet the criteria to be able to assess that funding that is set aside for them to do business. What are some of the things that will what are some of those criteria, that they need to meet to be able to get them? In our business mentoring class, we talk about people having their business structured, having it registered, having a bank account, having your team number, having all the documentation that government says you should have if you're running a business. Tell us some of those challenges that makes entrepreneurs not get access to this funding that are available to them.
All right, so let me start with the positivity, right? If you need a loan in Nigeria today, you can get the loan. Only if you meet the requirements. Only if you meet the requirements. Now, some people may say that the requirements are stringent, that the requirements are stringent, and they are difficult to meet. However, you find out that the well-structured businesses and most big businesses can access capital easily, and this is irrespective of the interest rate, right? So for small and medium scale businesses, what they can do, there are a lot of things that they can do to actually access capital. And the first thing is that they should have access to market for their products. Anything you are selling, just have somebody that can buy it from you. Have somebody that can buy it from you and run it through your account. This that you can sell to small and medium scale enterprises. Run that money through your account. When your bank sees the cash flow, almost every Nigerian bank can fund you, right? Whether it is any of the brands, I don't want to mention brands, right?
Yes.
So any of the brands, they can fund you as long as they see cash flow. But
Yes.
SMEs, what they are looking at is that, oh, I have this powerful idea, and I think that if we execute the idea, it's going to yield profit. Banks will not give you money to go and execute your idea. They are not interested in your idea, because the monies they have with them is actually people's deposits, and they don't want to gamble with people's deposits. They are not in the business of gambling. They're in the business of money. So nobody is trying to fund your idea that, oh, you are Albert Einstein and you are good, you are smart, you are intelligent.
And your idea is going to change the world.
Yes, and your idea is going to change the world. Nobody is looking at that, right? So all they want to see is your books. They want to know that you are a business person who is offering a particular product or service in the marketplace and who has access to market. And so, because you have customers, you have a lot of cash flow that is running through your account. So they know that when they give you an amount of money, they know that with this amount of cash flow that you have, even if they are debiting you 400,000 naira monthly, 300,000 naira monthly, 500,000 naira monthly, 1 million monthly, based on the cash flow that is passing your account, they can say that this person can conveniently pay. Let us give this person XYZ amount, right? So SMEs need to look at the bank as a business place. If you know you want to obtain a loan from the bank, then you have to play by the rules. There are rules here. You can't be breaking the rules and be complaining, oh, they no one fund us, oh, nobody agree help us, oh, they no one give us loan. That is not the way. So you need to acknowledge the rules and the principles. And I tell you, no bank can deny you. Let me say this. Banks today still have targets. They still give them targets. I've had colleagues call me that, man, my target to disburse loan is 50 million. How can you be of help to me? Who can you recommend to me? Right? That that you trust and can pay. So banks
hold on. Alfred, hold on. So you are saying that bank workers have a target of monies they should give out as loans.
Yes.
Not the ones that are collecting for opening accounts.
Not just the ones they are collecting from people. They have a target of loan disbursement, right?
To give out.
And you must meet your target. The bank is not smiling. You must meet your target. And so they have different criteria, but they just need people who have capacity. If you have capacity, because no matter what you are doing at any level, right? If your books are straight and you are running all your transactions through the bank, trust me, your bank will fund you at your level. At your level, you pay, you get higher. You pay again, you qualify to get more. You pay again, you qualify to get more. And you can grow with the bank, right? So, and this is just one source of money. We have not even talked about grant funding. We have not talked about equity funding. If you can build your business and structure yourself to that point, and any other funding that's available from you, whether it's from your network, your friends, your family, your relatives, people that that, okay, this guy trusts me, or I have a good reputation capital or social capital. Let me leverage on my reputation or social capital to be able to get funding from XYZ people. Or it may even be a cooperative society. All you need is that you have savings there, and you have one or two other persons who can stand for you as a shorty who also have savings with the cooperative, right? So there are a lot of avenues that we can explore. However, you need to.
And I think that, Alfred, that integrity comes in here when we are talking about obtaining funding from, say, cooperatives, say, friends, family. They must see not just your ability to want to do the work that you're doing, but also your integrity. Even when it comes to
Yes.
loans, your loan, the level of loans they can give you can only increase when you have that integrity that this man has collected 4 million before. He promised to pay in 1 year.
And
He
again,
paid in 1 year or less, and then they will say,
yes.
okay, your validity for it has increased. There's a word they use for it.
Yes. Credit worthiness.
Your
Credit
credit
worthiness.
worthiness, yes, your credit worthiness
Yes.
begins, to increase. So integrity also is
It
very key.
matters a
And
lot. In fact, the bank will tell you that that's number one. That's the first thing they're looking at, right? Your integrity. Sometimes you know that things can be beyond your control, but are you committed to make the payments? We want to know this.
mm,
Do you have the character to say, I want to build a relationship with you. I understand that these monies belong to other people, and I am committed to paying this money, even though this business plan that I put up, if it is a business plan that you used to obtain the loan, or the plan that I have, it didn't go as planned. I am committed to make sure that I get to this money. If they see that in you, sometimes you can even be favored and you can get some amount that you are not even qualified enough to get. That's
form,
how
yeah,
powerful your reputation can be. Yeah,
sincerity,
so
yeah.
integrity is a must.
Let's look at what Kanjo Ungu just said. Kanjo Ungu, by the way, is a legal practitioner, a barrister, and a member of our Wari business mentoring class. He says, I do not think that there is limited access to capital for SMEs. The problem is that SMEs do not seem to know the type of capital they need, one, and then how to assess that capital. But
Thank you.
Kanjo, one of the things that we must realize is that even these SMEs that you are saying do not seem to know the kind of capital that they need. First of all, the only thing they know is that they need more capital. Yeah. The only thing they ask anyone, they will tell you, I need
Yes, they
investment into
have
my
everything
business.
in place. All that they need right now is just money to take the business to the next level, and it's not
Put
always
more
true.
money, and it's not always true. It's not always true. So let's talk
Yes.
about the type. We've talked a little about how to assess this capital. First of all, we said you must have integrity, and Victor Okeke is re-emphasizing that and saying integrity is a must. By the way, Victor Okeke is Worry Tiles vendor. Anytime I see his name, I remember Tiles. The guy has so branded himself with Tiles that I can't
Victor
forget
Keke
about
is
him.
aggressive.
Yes. Yeah, very aggressive. And it says integrity is a must, reiterating what we said. But then this other point he made here is also in line with what Augustine Ungu said just now. Lack of infrastructure, knowledge gap, limited access capital, three main challenges. So let's harp on the knowledge gap because Kanjo Ungu talked about that just now. There's the knowledge gap
Right.
amongst entrepreneurs. Number one, knowing what kind of loan, what kind of capital they need, and then knowing how to assess
Yeah.
it. Let's talk a little
Yes.
about that.
Right. So, um, knowledge gap is a major challenge. So let's look at the business. Then let's look at the type of capital that they need. A business fundamentally needs infrastructure to run smoothly and constantly needs to upgrade that infrastructure, right? The infrastructure can be building, the infrastructure can be softwares, that's
Yeah,
like a management software or a record keeping software. The
sure.
infrastructure can be a better space, and so on and so forth. So it means that every time you need infrastructure, you need to be looking at long-term capital for your business. Because you see,
Mm,
let's narrow it down to the bank, for example. The bank itself is majorly funding short-term projects, except for cases where you need to buy equipment, machineries, and what have you. They can now extend it from 1 year to 1 year and 6 months. If you can pay 30%, if you can make 30% down payment for that particular equipment, and then your cash flow meets the financial requirement, they are going to buy the equipment in the bank's name and then spread the balance for over 18 months for you to pay. So um, a a loan product that is designed for a particular purpose, which is access to either equipment or infrastructure, for example. But what you see when we say there is a knowledge gap, most time people do not understand that when you take a short-term loan or the regular bank loan to fund your business, you cannot use it to fund infrastructure, because most of your infrastructure cannot pay immediately. Let's assume that you are facing security challenge in your business and you need to inject in funds or capital to solve that security challenge. One of the things you want to do to solve it is to fence your facility round. If you are fencing your facility round, mind you, your business cannot actually produce the profits, because fencing that facility is a long-term project that you need to now calculate based on depreciation. You did it for let's say you fenced your compound round for say 3 million naira, for example, your premises round for 3 million naira, for example, and then you need to now be calculating a depreciation rate and say, okay, this fence is going to last for XYZ number of years, and this is how much we're going to be debiting from the capital base of the business, so that this business will not fold up. It will have liquidity, to run. But some people will not understand. They will go to the bank and tell the bank they want to obtain loan, and the bank is especially expecting you to obtain loan to buy inputs, which is a short-term product. They assume that your infrastructure is intact. Just buy inputs and then use it to buy input and then sell those inputs and pay us back our money. That's what we want you to do with our money. That way you will not run into financial crisis. However, most people will collect the loan in the guise that they want to buy inputs, and at the end of the day, they will fund long-term infrastructure and they struggle to pay the loan, or they even default completely, right? So you need to look at, when we say knowledge gap, you need to look at, what do I want to use this money for? That's the first question. What do I want to use the money for? Do I want to use the money for infrastructure? Do I want to use the money for equipment? Or do I want to use the money for inputs? If you want to use the money for inputs and raw materials, you can obtain the regular bank loan as long as you have access to market guaranteed. If you know you want to use, you want to buy equipment, opting for an equipment purchase loan. You see some banks, they are buying cars. You can obtain a loan for car. You can obtain a loan for truck. You can obtain a loan for generator, right? It's popular among the Nigerian banks. Those are the kind of loans to go for. You don't need to go for a regular loan and use it to fund those type of infrastructure. Then if you know you want to do other long-term projects, please opt in for long-term capital so that you will have liquidity in your business and then you can meet all your financial obligations. So that's a major thing that SMEs or business owners need to understand about getting capital to run their business.
All right. Thank you, Alfred. We talked a lot about loan. So I'm looking at Instagram right now, and
Okay.
Samson Prolific says the fastest way to kill an SME is to provide every fund they think they need. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. That's
Thank
another
you.
angle. Because if you stop
Thank
them
you.
with
And it's
fund,
true.
they will die.
It's true. Yes. It
True.
creates complacency. There's no
Yes. Yeah.
need for
Yeah.
urgency. There's no creativity. Because
True.
mind you, when you need funds for your business, you need the money to do something, right? If we give you all the monies every time, then there's no need for you to collaborate with other people. Where you have
Yes.
weaknesses, you cannot strengthen it
No.
by
No
collaborating with other
impetus.
people, right?
No
So
impetus to
when you give you
do.
all the funding that you need for your business, then there's no need for the business to run. Let's go to bed. Just go and sleep.
Exactly. And
Yes.
it says very aptly put, funds given for short term to manage running costs, but converted into infrastructure, which is why Ponzi scheme became very rampant. That's something right there. So Child
Yes.
Foods on Instagram is asking, do online bank also give loans? So I know if I should change my
They,
bank or my
they
business.
do. They do. However, it is not advisable. The
I'm
loan.
telling you. Is it me that is frozen or is Alfred right now? I think it's Alfred. Alfred is frozen. Alfred, if you can hear me, maybe you need to get out of the call and come back. All right? You need to get out of the call and come back. Let me see what I can do to help. Okay. All right. So while Alfred is away, I'm going to check on the comments and see what people are saying. All right. Let me look at what Victor is saying on here. Victor said, I am a victim of the knowledge gap on loan. Last year, 2023, what my eyes saw, I cannot go explain it. Before you take a loan, get knowledge, get information, know about the loan, know what the legal implications are. We have Augustine Ungu live on Disconnect, and I'm sure that if you attend our business mentoring class, some of these things we teach in depth on how people can learn what they need to know about taking a loan, when they take a loan, what they need to do, how they need to manage it. We share all of that in our class. We have experts in every field coming in to teach there. So we don't advise you take a loan without having the necessary information that you have. Victor Ingelebo, who's one of our mentors at the World Business Mentoring class, says this is so true. Using short-term loan finance to fund long-term projects can cause real struggle for SMEs. And say thanks for the points. Fantastic. Alfred, I can see you are back. I'm bringing you back in just a minute. I'm trying to read the comments in the different platforms. Okay. Everyone, I can see you all. Well done. Everybody on Instagram, I can also see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Alfred is still here. I'm going to bring him back. Just a minute. Alfred, welcome back. Alfred,
thank you so much.
Which is one of the challenges.
Yes, my Wi-Fi went
in Nigeria. One of the challenges of doing business in Nigeria is that infrastructure can just disappear.
2 seconds.
I'm telling you. So I want us to delve in.
And then we'll cover it up with prayers. Okay,
I'm telling you, one of the things we need to delve into, I think, is the fact that what did I do? Just give me a minute. I hope I didn't press anything I shouldn't have pressed. Okay, fine. So one of the things I was saying is the fact that doing business in Nigeria. Sorry, let me take the comment off. Doing business in Nigeria, we can wake up one day and there's a law and dollar begins to go up, and you bought something for whatever rate you bought it, and immediately before you know it, everything, your whole arrangement, your whole plan has changed. How do you cope with such things?
Yes.
You can also wake up one day and then they say, oh, they are banning different categories for power, and your rate you used to pay before, suddenly they banned you in band A, and even the people in band A have not told us that they see power as much as they said they would see. But then your cost of doing business immediately increased. Today, there is no fuel, I'm sure, in most cities in Nigeria. As a business owner, how do you manage and juggle all this? Aside from getting the finance, you can actually get the finance, that you require to do the business. They've given you the money, and now what you say you want to do with the money is not happening. And remember that you're supposed to pay back whatever loan, whatever financing that you got. You're supposed to pay back and also make profit for the business. And then there are all these challenges. How do you manage all of this, Alfred? From your experience consulting with business people.
Yes, one of the major things you need to know, you don't have control over government policies. In business, you have things, there are things that you have control over, and there are things that you don't have control over. Now, you have to be a master of the things that you have control over. The things you don't have control over, you have to be innovative about it. And this is one of the reasons why I preach collaborations, right? Collaboration. If they pass a law or there is a policy that is affecting your business in a certain way, the very first thing you need to do is, how can I collaborate to take me off some burden or some cost? Who has strength in this area that I can now collaborate with? Another thing you need to look at is that sometimes, especially in the financial sector, when there is increase in dollars, you have price hike. When there is some kind of policies in the banks, right, that may store your payments for days or for weeks, and it may affect some of your transactions that you have pending. So sometimes when you are doing your own risk analysis, you need to look at it. Okay, what does the statistics of inflation says in Nigeria? Do we have a 2% inflation rate, for example? do we have a 3% inflation rate? You mean if we're able to get enough capital to buy raw materials that can take us for the year 2024, no matter how crazy 2024 is, as long as we have a storage system in place to take care of our raw materials, do you mean that I'll be able to cut down on the inflation rate, and that can now be a competitive advantage for me against my competitor, right? Or over my competitor. So these are some of the things that you need to look at. Nigeria is a hustling ground. It's a hustling ground. As the policies are coming, as the lack of business environment is, the business environment is hostile, right? As you are receiving them on a daily basis, you need to constantly think of innovative strategies on how you can get it done. Do you need to increase prices? If you have to, please increase your price. Don't say nobody's going to buy from me, the government has killed my business, and go home and sit down. Please increase your price. When they don't get it anywhere, they still fall back to the vendors that they know, right? So basically, you have to deal with the issues as they go. But more importantly, you have to be able to project these issues and say, okay, forecast these issues and say, we have this level of inflation rate constantly. In the financial sectors, we have this type of information. Let me give you an example. Right now, a lot of SMEs have their accounts frozen because of Scumel, right? And then most people don't even know that Scumel is free. And so, and they may need to access the money in their accounts to pay for raw materials and then jump right into production. However, their account has been frozen by Scumel, and they go to their bank and they tell them to go and get Scumel certificate. And before they do that, it's 2 or 3 weeks. So imagine if you run a food processing plant, for example, and then you need to, and you have limited capital, and you need to access raw materials to produce your food product that you are producing. If your account has been blocked by Scumel, there's problem already. So 2 things is going to save you. It's either you have trust and integrity to be able to access that raw material with an understanding vendor that you have been dealing with, or you have somebody that you can beckon on for a temporary bailout, right? So these are just some of the other things that we can work on to be able to build some level of trust and cushion the effect and the impact of things that we cannot control. The truth is that we cannot control some things and we cannot control them, right? We just need to be able to anticipate them, take adequate measures to combat them, and then we move ahead innovatively. So that's what we can do as business people.
Fantastic. You talked about Scumel just now. I'd like you to throw more light on it because many people do not know what that means, and many people might have that issue of their accounts being frozen. And you just mentioned that it's free. If this is the only thing they take away from the class today, let's mention that. Tell us more about that and what it means and how they can get this.
Okay, so Scumel is the Special Control Unit for Money Laundering, right? That's what they are. So what they basically do is to ensure that your business is not used for money laundering. If you go to their site, you see different businesses who fall within the Scumel jurisdiction, and they're always looking out for those type of businesses because from their own research, from the time past, people have used those kind of businesses or services to do money laundering. The Scumel certificate is just to certify that, okay, you have come to report yourself to us. We know you. We know that you are a legitimate business owner operating in Nigeria, receiving monies and paying monies out to both vendors and both customers, right? Receiving money from customers and paying to vendors and so on and so forth. So when you register with them, they will give you a 1-hour training, a physical 1-hour training on money laundering, and tell you some basic things that you need to know about money laundering. I give you an example. Most people in the streets think that they are very smart. So they have 1 million naira today. They want to send that 1 million naira to their siblings, their friend, their colleague in the US, in the UK, or in the diaspora to help them buy dollars or pounds or euros. And then they will have them send back that money into their dollar account. So that because of this hike in dollar price that we have, you'll find out that when the price of dollar or euro increases, they are going to now cash out from it and make money from it. That's money laundering. That's money laundering, right? And a lot of people do not even know that basic little practice that they think that, oh, this is just the way I can innovatively make money, right? The law considers it as money laundering. So Schoolmail is going to train you or teach you about different things that you need to know about money laundering, and then they will believe that you are going to comply with it, and they will continually monitor your account just as they are frozen your account. They monitor your account to see the kind of money that you have been receiving. And when you receive some amount of money that is beyond the reach of what your business has received over the past 5 years, then you know that they're in your business. So what is this money for? Who is it going to? Where is this money coming from? What's the purpose of the money? So that's what Schoolmail is basically doing, just around money laundering. And most people, if you know that you cannot go through the hassle of getting a Schoolmail, you can use an agent to get it done. You know, an agent can help you get your Schoolmail certificate, and you can submit the same to your bank, and then you can operate, you know, as usual.
All right. Thank you so much for that clarity on what that is. And so for business owners, you know how Nigeria is now. With the thing just starts, it's easy to get. When they start
Yes.
emphasizing on it, to get it to become a problem. So the earlier you get
Thank
it and keep
you.
it and forget about it is the best. So I
It's
advise every
better for
business owner
you.
here: go and get it now. Don't wait until they start
Yeah.
freezing your accounts before you now say that you start trying to get it. That time you pay double or even triple. Next thing I want to mention, Alfred, before we go tonight, is the fact that I saw several places, many of these online banks have have been sending messages out about crypto, blah 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 blah. Don't use your account for crypto, blah 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 blah. Blah. I don't know if you have seen that. A lot of these
You
quick
saw in several places
online
about
banks
what?
have, about online
Oh, okay.
banks sending messages to people not to do crypto, blah blah blah, with their accounts.
Yes,
I think
yes,
I saw a
yes,
message from
yes,
Money Point. I have an OP account. OP
yes,
actually sent me that message today,
yes,
and then I saw
yes,
somebody
yes.
compiled several of these online banks sending that message about crypto. What's your thought on
Yes.
that?
Right. So, we have dollar issues, right? And we are trying to seriously combat the dollar issue. And then the government is trying to ensure that they cover every loophole to make sure that the demand for dollar reduces. Because when we have scarcity, you have more demand. And when you have more demand in the face of scarcity, the price goes up. So the
True.
the exchange rate is going to continually go up if we don't curb the demand for all these foreign uh, currencies, right? Whether it is crypto, whether any of the things that you have to trade in foreign currency, we just need to curb them, especially if they are not too important for our survival. Crypto is not too important for our survival, does not bring money to the government. It does not, the government does not see it as any productive venture that is helping the economy in any way, right? So what the government is trying to do is to shut out those means of those businesses or ventures that are laying excessive demand on dollar, so that they can focus dollar demands on productive means that can increase our GDP. Mind you, if we reduce our importation rate, the exchange rate is going to come down, because a lot of us will buy naira and grow naira, because we have an alternative that is produced in the country, and then we can demand or purchase those alternatives. But when we are continually depending on importation, and not just importation, we are now doing business excessively with foreign currencies, then it devalues our currency. So that's what they are trying to curb.
Fantastic. Good point that you shared, because I already see a lot of business owners saying that, oh, the fastest way we have to manage our monies, money points and all these other ones, they want to disturb us
Right.
there now. How can we depend on the regular banks and blah 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 blah? So this is for your protection and for the protection of the economy in general,
Economy.
correct?
Yes. Yes. True.
Okay, so let's look at some questions. Child's Food on Instagram was saying that the you were talking about online banking and their loans. You did not finish before your network went off.
Right.
So
So
let's
I
start from
said
there.
majority of their loans are very expensive, right? Very expensive. It is actually Some of them are 60%. Some of them are 80%. And you won't know because they calculate it on a daily basis, right? So, as a business owner, it is not advisable to deal with those loan shark apps. It is not advisable. Mind you, it is always good to capture your business transaction in the format that it will have validity anywhere, any day, anytime. You cannot, if they ask you if you have obtained a loan before, a loan shark app is not a recognized financial body or MFI for you to say that, oh, I've received a loan from a loan shark app, right? It is not valid. In fact, most of these are fintech. They are still not valid yet. People want to see that you are dealing with commercial banks. So when it comes to business, you have to make sure that you are running your business transaction in the ambit of businesses so that we give you some leverage in your finances. So don't use your business name or your company name to go and be dealing with loan shark app. I mean, which organization does that? And you cannot even, because when you obtain a loan and you pay back, it is leverage for you. It increases your credit worthiness. When you receive a grant from an organization and you utilize it very well, it is leverage for you. So you need to be sure that you are attaching your company brand value to other brands who already have value in the market and they are stakeholders in the economy that is recognized. Most of this, in fact, I hope we know by now that most of these loan shark apps are operating illegally. We should know that by now. And that's why the government even said it is against the law for them to broadcast your name and send it to people. And if you don't pay, they cannot arrest you, they cannot take you anywhere, they cannot do you nothing, they can just only pressure you. So these are some of the issues that business owners need to understand, or some of the knowledge gap that they need to understand, that it is not a good thing for their brand to be associated with a loan shark app as a business. Even as an individual, it's not an intelligent financial decision.
Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. Alfred, you hit the nail on the head. And that just brings me to the next comment from Samson Prolific, who said that
That's my guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Samson. It's Samson Ogbole of Soilless Farm Lab.
Oh, that's the guy you spoke to me about. You mentioned him to me one time.
Yes, I participated in one of the training for Soilless Farm Lab at Abeokuta, Ogun State.
Yes.
Yes, at Ogun State, not Abeokuta precise, Ogun State. And Samson is doing a lot in the industry, right? And he has a lot of experience. So let's hear his comments.
All right, so we would have him here sooner than later. Yeah, so he said your bank account officer is meant to be your business financial officer to help you grow your business. Fantastic. But many people don't know that.
Many people don't know that.
Don't know that.
Let me tell you the truth. Do you know that? Do you know that my account officer, I don't want to mention the name of the bank, my account officer, I knew him maybe some 7 or 8 years ago, right? When we grew our relationship to a point, he was the first person that started calling me that, bro, on code, I have 50 million naira as my target. I need people like you that I can give this money to, that can utilize it and pay back. I don't want to go give me stress at all, right? And you will not believe that this guy keeps giving me information that I need. I started recommending people to him. They were paying. So sometimes he just calls me that, Mr. Alfred, do you have a training? Can I come to your training and sell some of our loan products to some of your farmers? And this is something that ordinarily I go to the bank to hustle them to come. But right now, because of relationship with my account officer, he's telling me stuff. Today, same account officer is a branch manager in one of these states. And he has been my account officer. So if I say, oh, I'm calling this bank manager, or I visit the bank and I just go to his office straight and they are treating my transaction, you would think that, Alfred is one big man. Is relationship. You have to build this relationship with your account officer. Your account officer knows a lot more than you know. And when they build trust with you and they see that you are reliable, they can now tell you some things that you need to know that you can leverage on to grow your business. So that's an outstanding one there by Samson.
Yeah, so you just mentioned something that is very key: relationship capital for business people.
Oh my
Relationship
God.
capital. Relationship capital. There are some things you and I have shared in the past few days that has tipped us to the next level. In fact, we started this just by sharing, and if we didn't have that
Yeah,
relationship, I
I'm
mentioned to
telling
you
you.
how I was able to share this with a few persons, and you know, just out of relationship. As a business person, you are not alone. Eh? Monkey smart. Now, tree way near tree. And
Exactly.
let's put that in
Exactly.
tandem. It's relationship. Now make monkey smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Relationship is too
So
important.
key, key.
Dr. Shegun,
Go
let me
ahead.
say
Yeah.
this. And we share our stories all the time, but I don't know. Instead of people to get principles from it that they can apply, they always are excited about the drama. They're excited about the drama. I personally did not start with anything. It's just relationships. I didn't start with it. In fact, I want to say it two ways: relationship and service. Relationship
Yes.
and service. Yes. Because when you have the ability to serve, you get into people's hearts. And when you get into people's hearts, they hold you in very high esteem. And what you need to do in that relationship is to maintain it, right? And when you're able to maintain it, you now gain access to information, access to more information, access to more information. And those information is what really and truly unlocks the next level for you. So relationship is critical with your vendor, there are three types of relationship. Relationship with your colleagues, relationship with your customers, relationship with your vendors, right? Your vendors, your investors, your stakeholders, you need to keep all those relationships because those relationships can save you, they can bail you, they can help you. And if you're not keeping the right relationship, they can kill you or destroy you. So relationship is
True.
everything in business. Yes.
Let me quickly say what Samson just wrote here. Samson said an SME needs to build a relationship with their bank account officer. He said not just a formal discussion, no, but build a real relationship. And by the way, Samson's commenting on Instagram. You will get to
Right.
know the policies around money, government, etc. before anyone else knows it. Before it becomes public
Yes,
knowledge, you get the
it's
opportunities
true.
in the bank to access funds. My first question now, Alfred, will be, and by the way, Child's Food said this is becoming another mentoring class. Yes, it's becoming a mentoring class because, in my mentorship class, the World Business Mentorship class, I always have a way of, you know, marshalling the members of the class to do the needful. The
Yeah.
question here is, how many of you know your account officers?
How many? How many people even have their number, their phone number? How many
Exercise.
people can
How
chat
many
up,
of you
chat
know
them up
your
on
account officer?
WhatsApp?
The phone number is far. Phone number is far. How many of you know your account officer? Phone number is far. Know them first. What is their name? If you see them now, you know that this person is my account officer. I can tell you. Please put, if you know your account officer, put it in the comment. Let me see. Put it in the comment. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you know your account officer, say yes in the comments. I can guarantee you I will not see up to 10 yeses of the people watching right now. We have about 10 people on Instagram and a few on Facebook watching right now that I can see from my dashboard here. I can tell you we will not have up to half of the people here who know the account officer. I didn't know mine until recently, Alfred. I must confess.
Really?
I had an issue.
Okay,
I had,
let
I
me
had
share
an
it. Let me
issue.
share it.
Let me tell you before you share your
Okay.
experience. I had an issue at the
Yeah.
bank. I opened the
Okay.
account and then I didn't have an ATM card with the account. I only had a dollar card. I didn't have the regular
Okay.
ATM card. I had the dollar card. I needed it for
Yes.
dollar transaction. And I wanted to do
Right.
something and the thing wasn't working. I went to the bank. You know me now, customer service. I was watching them, everything they were doing. I was asking, they were not answering me. When I start to yari for the bank floor, the thing went, I'm sure the thing went above and they were not like, who is the person's account officer? Who is the person? Because I was rushing everywhere and, this is not right. This is not what I'm supposed to do. Until one guy walked up to me and shook my hands. Well done, sir. My name is, I'm your confirm you can still hear me. A call was coming in. I
I
had to cut the
can.
call. Can you
Yes,
still hear me?
I can
Okay.
still hear you.
So I went to check. They went to check my account, and then they discovered that guy. So the guy came to me. He walked up to me, shook my hand, said, "My name is so. I'm your account officer. What is the challenge?" He now took me aside. You know how they do in banks now. He attended to me and then gave
Yes.
me his number. We exchanged number. So now, we any problem I have, we chat on WhatsApp, and that's how I knew my account officer. I'm seeing somebody here now say, "I don't know," and it's the truth. Many
Let
don't
me
know
let
their
me give them
account
a
officer.
tip. Let me give them a tip. In some of
Yes.
our mobile apps, name and phone number of our account officer is there. Some banks upload it, right? And I don't want to mention names again. Some banks upload, so you can check on your mobile app to see if the name and phone number, or just phone number of your account officer is there, and then you can reach out to the person. And
Fantastic.
look for a time, because some account officer, they may open your account officer in city A, Akure, for example, and later they
Yes.
have moved the person to Oshun, later, and your account officer may actually be in Oshun right now, but you are living in Akure. So you can get some of your account officer, you can get their phone numbers on your mobile app right now. And there are a lot of benefits. The experience I wanted to share with you is this.
Yes.
So I had a job sometime, and then the job was supposed to be in foreign currency, right? And it required me to open a domiciliary account. So the normal thing that I need to do was to go into the bank and pick up a form for a dom account and then open an account. I just called my account officer that, bro, see, I have this thing that I want to do XYZ. He said, okay, do you have a contract for it now? I said, yes, I have the contract signed. He said, okay, don't worry. We are going to use the detailed picture and every account. I will send you the account detail.
And overnight, the account is ready. We've lost Alfred there. All right, so while Alfred is trying to get back on, I'm sure he has a problem with his network. But while he's trying to get back on, let me help him out from the studio. While Alfred is trying to get back on, I think we're going to go off on YouTube, on Instagram. It's about an hour, so. Still on Facebook or on LinkedIn. The conversation is still on. We'll be wrapping it up very soon. But then, if you're interested in continuing, you can then go back to us on not YouTube. Sorry, you can go back to us on Facebook. Yes, Segun Manuel, customer service trainer on Facebook. That is where Conversations with Segun is happening live. Before Alfred comes back, this is going to be happening. I've not put a time structure to it yet, but I'm back to it. I was doing it in 2020 during the COVID. I'm getting instructions to start it again, and I have started it tonight. I'm going to have a guest. I've not structured it yet, but then we'll start it, and it keeps going, and it keeps getting better and better every day. We'll be sharing value, and you'll be getting value. And then there will be repeat broadcast of it during the day. For those who didn't catch it at night, you can watch it sometime during the day. All right. So Instagram guys, thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you don't already have a bank account, go get one. Like Chai said she's doing. Get one that is functional. Know your account officer. I have Alfred back. So we'll just be wrapping up about now. As soon as I can see Alfred's video. I think we have done 1 hour, and that 1 hour is good enough for today. We can't finish everything today. We'll continue some other time. Alfred, let's begin to wrap up. It's 1 hour now. I'm just telling them in your absence that when you do good thing, time not the reach. You never have enough time. I was just saying that in a few minutes, the guys on Facebook on Instagram will be dropped off, because Instagram Live is always 1 hour. and
Right.
for us here too. I think 1 hour is good enough. Let's leave it at one
It's good
hour.
enough. It's good enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have enjoyed this conversation, what I need you to do is to share this stream, share the link. Everyone, share the link, share it with your friends, share it with your loved ones, share it with your enemies. Let them learn. And by the way, we're going to be repeating this broadcast a few days' time. It will be repeated on all our platforms. You can watch it during the day. It's always nice when we are live together here like this. So our evenings are going to become prime time again. I don't have a structure fixed yet, but we're going to be having different guests at different time. You'll be seeing all of this live coming on. So we're back to business and back to dishing out value. What do you have to say to Mr. Alfred? Alfred, thank you. What's your final word to the people as we plan to go off now?
One last word, and we don't have the time for it, but as a business owner, I want to say this to you. Get your documentation right. Your documentation in your business. Get it right. Just get it right. It's a springboard for you. Get it right.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Get your documentation right. You cannot be in business and your documents are not right. It'll be a problem for you. All right, that's a good place to land it. I see a few persons here on Instagram. I see Milton Tutu. Welcome, Milton. Milton, I'll have you here soon. Come and talk to us about marketing. Milton is the marketing manager for Seller. Alfred, have you met Milton? He's my boy. You should meet him. He's the marketing manager.
No, I've not.
He's the lead marketing for Seller Africa. He's based in Rwanda right now. He's my boy. Milton, you should meet Alfred,
Right.
yeah? Yeah, it's my boy. And he's
Right.
doing very well. I'm
Nice
very
meeting
proud
you.
of
I'm sure we'll connect sometime soon.
Yes, it's live. He's watching live on Instagram right now. And then there's Ama Academy. Yeah, that's my guy. Tides Food, Prolific Samson. Well done. You made the time worth it.
Yes,
Eforido says my husband is my Eforido says my husband is my account officer, but he really does not take me serious. Now you go put yourself for that wahala. Where you go make your husband account officer. Can you imagine? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this session today. I wish you a wonderful night. Take care of yourself. The stream is going to go off right about now. Thank you, Victor. Victor says thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you. I like your spirit, Victor. I love your spirit. I love this guy's spirit, Alfred.
Yes,
it makes it all worth it.
And when I see his post, it's very amazing. Very aggressive marketer.
I love his spirit. I love his spirit. If we have like 5 of him in our class, everybody will hear about the class.
It's true. It's true.
I can say that again.
And he's getting real value.
All right. Yeah, he is. Have a wonderful night, guys. Enjoy yourself. We'll be back again. I can't tell you the time, but I can't tell you the day, but it'll be 8 p.m. one other night. I'm not sure if I have the strength to do it every night, but we'll definitely let you know. Just keep a date with us. If you're not following my page, follow. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow. It will be happening live. If you're not following me on LinkedIn, the same thing for Alfred. You should follow Alfred on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Alfred Ukane. Yes, let me bring the name back. Alfred Ukane. All you need to do is follow him there. Alfred Ukane everywhere is live and active. Just like me, he's live and active everywhere. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Yes.
Bye.
Good night. Good night from me. Bye-bye.